Hey there, peepers. It's me again, Margaret. How y'all doing? I'm sitting here watching the canner. I got some more vegetables in there. I canned some butter beans. They're called brown speckled butter beans. Mike don't like them, so I only made 6 jars. And I made me some mixed vegetables. Mike don't like those. So I made me 6 jars of that. But anyway, I come on here because I'm burning up in here because I had to turn that off because you can't hear me with all the fans and stuff on. But anyway, I am on here because, well, as many of you know, I have been going to a church. And I don't normally go to church, but God's been dragging me there. He wants to see what's going on and what there's an organization that is basically taking over the church, or either they're trying to show the church what to do. I don't know what really is going on there, because it seems like nobody knows what's going on. It's not very what's the word they use in politics? Transparent. Because I hear lots of things, like, well, where did that go? Who took off with that? Why is that missing? And, there's not many people there. So these are people who actually have positions in the church, and they don't even know what's going on. And, their pews are disappearing, things are being gone, and they're putting them on Facebook, and they're getting rid of them, and they're like, why did they get rid of that? Why did they get rid of this? So I just wonder who's pulling the strings in the church and telling them it's okay to do that, because I was under the impression that, they were under a verbal kind of contract, and that any time they can say no. But unfortunately, how do you say no when they're getting rid of your things? So you say no, and now you're out pews. Now you're out, you're out all these things. And I'm going, this ain't making no sense whatsoever. I am not getting, but it is a church with a lot of elders. And that was the reason the organization was brought in, because they need some youth to come in there. So I do believe that a lot of the elders are misinformed as to what's going on, I think. Or they don't understand the new lingo language to understand what is going on. So anyway, with that said, that's just my thoughts on that particular thing. I enjoyed the Bible study and that. And, now we're in the sanctuary and not in the Bible study part. And, my spirit stirred this past Sunday. And my spirit, of course, is God. So I'm like, something wasn't right. I mean, it was almost like a wolf had moved in, and I could see the wolf. And they had to cover his clothing up real quick. It was almost like you could see the wolf in sheep's clothing, and I'm like, and my spirit was churning, and God was not happy with what was being said from that podium, and I'm like, oh. So I've been, doing this and talking with God, and God told me to do this. So here goes. This is from God. I haven't pre-done this. I don't know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to let you know what God thinks. Anyway, I'm here to let the ministers and the people of the churches, all ministers, all churches, not just particular ones. If you are a child, or claim that you are a child of God, then God tells you, the church sanctuary, He says, is His. He says, it is mine. It is a sanctuary. It is sanctified. And you are defiling it with your earthly desires. You do not eat in my sanctuary. You do not drink in my sanctuary. You do not bring your sinful ways into my sanctuary. That is my house, and you are standing before me when you enter. You are to be on your best behavior. You are to teach your children to respect my house, not disrespect it by running through like a bunch of wild dogs who are rabid. And you are not to eat and drink in my sanctuary, nor teach your children to do so. It is a slap in my face, he says. When you go to visit your president and you go to visit your queen or your king, you do not behave in such ways. You turn from your ways and you behave accordingly. It is my house, he says. It is my temple. It is my sanctuary. You want me there? Quit pretending that it's yours. He says it is his. The sanctuary is sacred. That building was built for God. It was erected for him and his glory. And when you enter there, you are entering into the presence of God. That's how sacred a sanctuary is supposed to be. And you are to teach your children to be obedient in that sanctuary according to the rules and laws of God. When you go visit the president and you go visit a queen or a king, it is the same way. They have rules, they have laws, they have a way. You are supposed to behave a certain way. If not, you're out of there. So why do you treat God less than a human being? That's sad. Because today's world is trying to create a ruse of charity, saying that the house is not yours, it's God's. But then they turn right around, just like this past Sunday. After making that statement, turned right around and clothed it with exactly what was going to happen. The wolves in sheep's clothing are wrapping, it's almost like a bomb in a way. They're wrapping it in really pretty wrapping, but they're really telling you what's going on, what's going to happen, what they're doing, and they're showing you. But they're wrapping it in something so pretty called charity, kindness, love, the godly way. And God says it's not. You want to know his ways? Call on him. He'll tell you his ways. He says you already know them, because you know right from wrong. And you know to be in the presence of God, you must be on your best behavior. Not over here in the sanctuary or over there in the sanctuary talking about so-and-so and what they're doing, or about this person or that person, or oh, poor me, pity, pity, pity. You're supposed to be walking in there and being a center of attention and realizing that God is right there in front of you. And you should be at your best and utmost attention in the Spirit of God, praying, not talking about so-and-so or what you did last weekend or what you're going to do next week. You are in God's house, and that is a house of prayer. You should be praying, not congregating as if you were at home. Anyway, that's what he had to say. I love you, and I hope y'all got something out of that, and I hope you share that with your church families, and pray about it. Talk to God. Go to his book. It'll tell you. Anyway, I love y'all, and remember, if I love y'all, God Almighty most certainly loves y'all more. Have a blessed day.